What's up, 945? How are you guys? Come on, you got to be at least a little happy to be in church today because there's no pollen in here. I mean, who's tired of the pollen? Oh my goodness, if you were to shake your hair right now, dude, I can't, but it would just be a yellow cloud in the room. Your cars are getting devastated right now. But I'm so glad that you guys are here, and I see so many faces that are here every single week. And for those of you who are here every week, just thank you for just prioritizing church. Some of you are here for the first time, and I'm psyched that you're in the building. My name is Joel. I'm just one of the pastors here. And also we have people that are not in the room, you can't see, that join us every week online. Actually, I found out somebody was listening to us from Tanzania, Africa the other day, which is so cool. And so let's just put our hands together for our online family. Glad you guys are tuning in. Hey, we're starting this new series today, and I got to start out with a question, and just a heads up, this question may or may not be a HIPAA violation. But whatever, can we have some fun today? Is that okay? All right, I'm curious, does anybody in the room use a pill box? Come on, let me see your hands if you use a pill box. That's right, there's my old people with OCD. Listen, we rock the pillbox life. Actually, this is me and Stacy's shared pillbox. We love each other so much we share a pillbox. Come on. You know what I mean? But my wife got this pillbox. A little backstory on this pillbox. She got it used from one of those Facebook giveaway sites. And I'm a pastor in a basement. What do I know? She's a nurse. I thought getting a used pillbox sounds like maybe the worst idea I've ever heard in my life. You know, but we've been using it for years and I'm still here. We're good-ish, you know. But Stacy is my personal medical professional. She's the one who fills up my cubes, all right? So I don't know what I take. I just take whatever's in my cube. At the end, if it's in my cube, I just bang that thing down at the end of the day. I have no idea what it is. And so, true story, I was at my doctor's a few months ago, and you know how there's the nurse that comes in ahead of time and interrogates you? You know that one? All right, so she's interrogating me, and she's like, all right, do you take any pills? Do you take any medication? I'm like, I take whatever's in my cube. Whatever my wife puts in the box, I just take it. And she was like, you know what any of it is? I was like, I have no idea. And she did not like that answer, I'll tell you that. And I definitely didn't tell her I was using a used pill box, I'll tell you that either. But here's the thing. We have this pill box, and I just take whatever my wife tells me to take because happy wife, happy. There you go. Some of you know. That's how it works. And speaking of a happy wife, my wife was really happy when the Rite Aid over here announced that they were going out of business. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but the whole store got to the point where it was 90% off. Does anybody remember this? Okay, here's the thing. My wife bought the whole store. We own Rite Aid, right? We own all of it. It is all at our house, and she bought all this stuff, and she didn't know what it was. She was just like, it was 90% off, so we're buying it. And so it comes in handy every once in a while because on Easter weekend, nobody wants to know this, but I had this ulcer on my tongue. I'm a preacher with an ulcer on my tongue, so I'm like drooling, I'm slurring my speech. I'm like, can you imagine the preacher up there drooling and slurring his speech on Easter? Like, those Google reviews are not going to be good. And so I went to my wife, and I would do anything to fix this because it hurt so bad. I was like, honey, do you have anything to fix this? And she's like, I don't know. Let me look at my Rite Aid haul. And so she's digging through the boxes. She's got it all indexed, and it's crazy. And so she throws this box at me, and I'm like, well, what is it? And she's like, I don't know. It's 90% off. Try it. It's called Canker Cover. I'm like, that sounds like the most 90% off drug I've ever heard in my life. Sure, that'll work, Canker Cover. But I would do anything to fix this ulcer that I had. And so here's how this works. There's all these pills in here, and you take a pill and you stick it on the ulcer. Just stick it right on it, like, ah. And then it's after 10 seconds, you hold it there, it sticks to the ulcer. And after 10 seconds after it sticks to it, it starts to create a cover for your canker. So that you can eat and talk pain-free. And I promise you, I do not work for Dentemp Canker Cover. This is a miracle drug. This is amazing, okay? And I would tell you to go buy your own box, but my wife bought all the boxes. We own all the boxes. And I'm not going to sell you pills in the parking lot because we have a chief of police that comes here. So, But isn't it true that there's some things that we would just do anything to fix in our lives? Isn't that true? Like, just give me the canker cover, give me the home remedy, Joel. Like, I would do anything to fix this thing. Has anybody got anything you can kind of relate to that? We have some things that we want to fix, and maybe it's not just like, weird ulcer stuff, but like maybe you're like, I would do anything to fix my kids. Hello, talking about ulcers. Or maybe you're in the dating scene right now, and you're like, I would do anything to fix my dating situation. Okay, there are a lot of cankers out there, and I've not met one good one. Maybe you're like, I would do anything to fix this stress. We even went to Disney World. That didn't work, did it? Maybe you're like, I would do anything, to fix, the biggest regret in my life. If I could just take a pill to like reset or get a do-over, like I would do that. If you can sort of kind of relate to having something in your life that you would like to fix, just shout ulcer. Yes, we're all there. Now, the other week I sort of fibbed on the stage. I didn't mean to, but I told you all I've been your pastor for 13 years. I've been the campus pastor here for 13 years. I got home and my wife fact-checked me, which she's allowed to do because she fills up my pill box, okay? So she can fact-check me. And she said, honey, it's not been 13 years. It's been 12 years because you started preaching when your daughter was 10 days old. And he said, how old's Nora? And I was like, well, she's 12. And she's like, there you go. It's been 12 years. And so I've been here for 12 years. You know what has never happened in 12 years of being the pastor here? No one has ever come down those 23 stairs out here that you went down this morning and said, hey, I'm here. Because my life is just going so great. Like I just got a raise at work. My dogs, they come to me when I call for them. My kids do everything I ask them to do. The bank just accidentally deposited $1 million in my account. And they called and said, just keep it. And so I thought to myself, I just got to go to church. That has never happened. You know what happens? People coming down those stairs, I'm going to exaggerate a little bit, but they're like, the repo man chased me here. My kids, they ended up in the Cape Gazette this week, and not in a good way. My dog ran away, and I crashed my car into Casapolos when I was parking here. Okay, and so I came to church. Like, that's an exaggeration, but not so far off. I just want to tell you, you're in a room full of people who have a lot of things that we want to fix in our life. And that's why I'm calling this new series, Jesus is Our X Factor. Because when you have something you want to fix in your life, Jesus and his church is a really great place to run to. And so here's the definition of X Factor, if you just kind of want to hang on to this. Something that's an X Factor is the critical piece in a situation that holds the power to significantly alter or determine the final outcome. This is Jesus. Amen. Now, I remember a couple years ago, I was out in our lobby after one of our services, and one of my buddies came up to me, and I've known this guy for a long time, and in the past, the thing he needed fixing in his life was his drug addiction, and God had really helped him overcome that. And so he pulls me aside after the service, and he's like, Joel, let me just tell you what happened. He said, I was sitting kind of in the middle of this section over here, and he said, I looked over, and I saw this person that I went to high school with who I thought I would never see in church. And he said, me and this person, let me just tell you, we used to party like it was 1999. And I know this guy's age, and I was like, well, that's because it was 1999. And he said, this is what he said, I looked over at her, and I was like, what are you doing here? And she said, Jesus. And she looked back at him and said, well, what about you? What are you doing here? And he said, Jesus. And so I just want you to know you came to a church, and I believe church should be the safest place in the world to bring any sort of problem that you are struggling with. Why? Jesus. And Jesus is our X factor. He is the critical piece that holds the power to significantly alter or change the final outcome. So let's talk about Jesus. Is that okay? Okay, so I want to tell you a famous Jesus story today that's in John chapter 9. It's when Jesus heals this blind person. Now, if you read the Bible very much, you might notice that Jesus heals a lot of blind people. And so this week I was like, well, how many people did Jesus heal that were blind? Okay, well, there's 5 individual specific stories of blind people that he healed. Then there's 3 other general mentions that he heals blind people. There are blind people all over in the Bible. And maybe you're thinking, there's a lot of blind people that drive on Route 1 as well. There's a cheap pastor's joke right there. But this claim to fame of this blind story is that this is the longest miracle story of a blind healing that we have in the Bible. It's 41 verses long, and it gets really, really messy in the middle, but we're going to hold off before we get there. We're going to be in John chapter 9. By the way, if you do not own a Bible, they're in our lobby every single Sunday. Before we do sell out of them, not sell out of them, they're free. We do have people, where we run out of these and we just restock them for the week. So hopefully there's some out there right now. But if you don't have a Bible, grab one. But now, in the meantime, just check out the screen. This is how the story starts. It says, as Jesus was walking along, he saw a man who had been blind from birth. Rabbi, his disciples asked him, why was this man born blind? Was it because of his sins or his parents' sins? It was not because of his sins or his parents' sins, Jesus answered. This happened so the power of God, everybody say the power of God. The power of God could be seen in him. Now, I just want to time out here for a second. All right. I know in our church, there's a lot of you that deal with a lot of physical stuff. I know this because you guys give us your prayer requests. On our Church Center app, if you don't have our Church Center app, you should download that. You can let us know what kind of things you need prayed for. And here's what I know about a lot of people in our church. A lot of you or the people you love are dealing with cancer or chronic pain or infertility, all kinds of serious stuff. And two things I want you to know. When you let us know that you need something prayed for, you are covered in prayer. We have 30 volunteers here that their job is to pray for you the moment that hits their inbox. So when you put that in, you got 30 people just chatting with God about it. And so you should definitely let us know. The other thing I want to tell you is if you got something physical going on in your life, maybe you're well, God is punishing me for some sort of sin I did back in the day. And I just want to tell you, full stop, that is a lie. That is a lie from the devil. Do not entertain that garbage in your head at all. And maybe you're well, then Joel, why do I got this physical stuff going on? Well, I just want to say that's a great question. And Pastor Confession, I don't have the full answer. But if we can put that verse back on the screen, Jesus gave us a partial answer. And that partial answer is this happened so that the power of God could be seen in you. In you. Okay, listen. What if what if the pain you're going through is to help somebody else see Jesus' power at work who can't see him right now? What if the pain that you're going through is going to end up being the billboard to display that God still works 2,000 years later and he's working in you? And so let me just tell you, if you brought pain into this room, God's power can show up in whatever that pain is. And I'll say this, if you really look at your life, you can probably see that God's power has already shown up in some way to some degree in whatever that pain is, right? Why? Because Jesus is our X factor. All right, so the first thing, if you're taking notes, is this. He's our X factor because he can fix what's broken. Now, question. Is anybody having anything break in your life recently? Let's say your car or your HVAC, or maybe you broke your diet because you ate all your kids' Easter candy. Come on, somebody, all the parents. All right, so 3 of you have had stuff break recently. Cool. No, I had stuff break in my life all the time, okay? And when things break in my life, that's how I know I have a sinful nature. Because I don't cuss out loud. But the sinful nature is strong inside my head. I hate when things break. The day before our Easter services, we had, 1,700 services here. It was just crazy town. 12 hours before I stood on this stage and shared the love of Jesus and told you that he is risen, I was sitting in our kitchen with my family, and we heard this big thud somewhere in the house. And I'm 39%. I have 39% hearing loss. That's true, okay? So I can't hear very well. But this thing sounded like, the Easter Bunny landed on my roof and started dropping giant Easter eggs, or Sussex County earthquake was happening. It was like, and so our whole family went on an Easter egg hunt to find what broke, because that's not a good sound. So I went to our bedroom, and nothing was off in our bedroom, but I looked in our walk-in closet doorway, and I saw some clothes on the floor. And so then I walked in the closet, and here's what we saw, okay? Listen, sometimes I cuss out loud. No, I didn't do it this time, all right, but I thought about it. Listen, I'm about to stand on this stage, and my closet is in spiritual warfare. And if you remember from, several months ago, I showed you a very similar picture as that. And you might be like, well, who fixed it last time? Because they're the ones responsible for it falling again. Don't worry about the answer to that, okay? Don't. It was 100% me, all right? So my sinful nature is flaring up. It's Easter Eve, and I married the greatest woman on the planet. And so my wife knows that I am stressing out. And so she says, honey, you just walk right out of this closet. You sit on the couch. She said, I'm going to fix this up myself. You don't need to worry. You got a big day tomorrow. I'm like, how did I marry the greatest woman on earth? You do the pillbox, you fix the closet. I mean, it's amazing. She didn't end up fixing the closet. I did, but don't worry about that. I did fix it because she had a busier week at work that week than I did. Here's the problem. I fixed it. And you know how that goes. And so in about 6 months, just mark your calendars. I will tell you this story again because I am not very good at fixing broken things. Is there anybody else like me? We're not very good at fixing broken things, some of us. But you know who's great at fixing broken things? Jesus. And I just want to tell you, this church, the church that you are sitting in, all right, this is basically Jesus's repair shop for broken people. You are sitting in his repair shop for broken people. Now, we're not the church that's like, well, that means that you can't go to a therapy because that means you don't have any faith, or you can't use traditional medicine because that doesn't work, or, you can't, do these different things because those things are the devil. Like, we're not that church. Like, I've tried all those things, so I'm not against all those things. But here's what I'll tell you. The best fix is a Jesus fix. And you are sitting in his repair shop right now. You are parked in Jesus' garage right now. I remember, I don't know, it's just like 3 months or so ago, after the service, this lady comes up to me, that's part of our church, and man, she is distraught. She's going through something, and she ended up telling me what she was going through, and I'm going to, keep her information private, but at the end, she was like, Joel, I don't know what to do. And so I said, you need to meet with Janet from our team. And she was like, I'll meet with anybody. And so Janet met up with this lady, and Janet loved on her. And then Janet kind of coached her up. And she said, listen, I know, you just have been coming to church, but I want you to find some friends in the church now. Because you're going through some stuff. You need to find some friends. And Janet was like, I'll be your first one. I'll be your friend, your church friend here. And she said, but on top of that, you need to join either a Bay Shore group or you need to join a Bay Shore volunteer team. If you do both, that's even better. And so she gave her this advice. And the reason she gave her that advice is because this is Jesus' repair shop. And so the very next week, this lady comes to me in the lobby again with a smile on her face. I'm like, are you the same person? And she's like, Janet is awesome. I was like, I know. That's why I sent you to her. And so she said, Janet said, I need a friend. And so she's going to be my first friend. And Janet said I needed to join a Bay Shore volunteer team. And she said, today I'm starting volunteering in Bay Shore Kids, and I can't wait. And then this was, 2-3 months ago. Every single Sunday since then, every single one, she's come up to me in the service and said, Joel, thank you. This church is fixing me. This place is amazing. I love this church. Jesus has helped me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm like, it's not me. This is Jesus' repair shop. There's a reason we always end our services by saying, just keep showing up. Amen. Just keep showing up. Keep coming to church. And if you want to expedite your fix, which you do, everybody say, I do. Okay, don't just come to church. Find some friends here. Join a Bay Shore group. Join a volunteer team. Sit on the front row. Yeah, brother. Listen, it's lonely up here, but not today, okay? Things move real fast if you need things fixed, and you sit on the front row. Good for you guys, all right? And you don't sit on the front row because I can fix all your problems. I can't fix a closet. You don't sit on the front row, all right, Bob and Noli, because I got all the answers to all your questions. I got plenty of questions myself, okay? You sit on the front row, you come to church because this is his repair shop. And we just lean on him. And he's going to be fixing me as long as I am above the dirt. Even though we're under the dirt right now, all of us. Maybe shouldn't work that line next time, all right? Some of you are very literal. You're like, anyway. He can fix what's broken. All right, let's go back to some Bible stuff. Let's go to the next idea. Jesus is our X factor because he really does miracles. But warning, his miracles are messy sometimes. All right, so let's go back to the story. Yeah, this blind guy. Jesus' disciples are like, hey, why? It's kind of rude, but they're like, why is this guy blind? The guy's like, I can hear you all. They're like, is it because he sinned? Because somebody sinned. Like, who messed this guy up? And Jesus is the main mechanic. He's there. He's like, no, it's not because of any of that. And then this is where the story gets really, really messy. In verses 6 through 7, this is what Jesus does. Then Jesus, he spit on the ground. He made mud with the saliva. And he spread the mud all over the blind man's eyes. He told him, go wash yourself in the pool of Siloam. Siloam means sent. So the man went and he washed and came back seeing. All right, so a cool miracle just happened. But let's just hold on for a second. Because did Jesus just rub Jesus loogie mud in some blind dude's eyeballs? Like I went to middle school. I was a middle school boy, so I just got to play this out, okay? You got this blind guy. He can't see anything. He doesn't know who Jesus is. He's got hyper hearing, and he hears Jesus say, hey, I think I can do something to help fix you. Just give me a second. And just hang with me. How much spit you got to spit to make mud? I mean, he had to have help. He's like, James, John, Bartholomew, come over here. They're like lined up around this. They're like, psh, 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 psh. And this guy's hearing this, and he's like, I'm going to call the cops. I don't know who y'all are. They're spitting, then they get a stick. They start making a mud pit with this. They're caking it together. It's like, wow, wow, wow. Then Jesus is like, come over here. Bam, across his face. It's not a clean story. It's a messy miracle, because miracles are a little messy sometimes. Have you noticed? And every parent should know that miracles are a little messy sometimes. Parents, where are the parents at in the room? Okay, cool. Parents, aren't kids great? Aren't your kids great? Not one hand went up. All right. Let's get technically correct. Like, kids are great sometimes, right? There we go. Some of you are like, that doesn't even work. Anyway, kids are great, but kids are messy little miracles. I remember the first time my daughter had a diaper blowout. Come on, parents. My wife was at work. It was daddy daycare. I'm feeding Nora like pureed peas or something. And she just like, I don't know what happened. Just bang, straight hit the ceiling, just bam. I mean, that's an exaggeration. She didn't hit the ceiling, but that onesie was donesie. You know what I mean? And so I cut it off. I didn't try to save it. I cut it off. It's disgusting. I'm like, how is this little miracle? How does this come out of her? It was so messy. I remember my boy Nixon always loved spaghetti for dinner. And, this is how spaghetti dinner started with Nixon. It was like, yeah, he's cute. Like, oh, there he is. This is 3 seconds later. He's like got it everywhere in his hair. And a parenting hack is that you always do bath time after dinner time. And so I remember, again, Stacey was at work and I'm doing bath time after dinner time. It was because spaghetti dinner had gone sideways. These kids are messy and I had them in the bath at the same time. Don't judge me. I'm trying to survive. And so I turned around to get something. And to this day, I don't know which one of my kids did this. But as I've turned around, one of the kids just straight right in the bath. So I turn around and I'm like, are you serious? Come on, man. Like, my kids are in this service. I'm sorry. But like, we used to have this Hooper's Crab House cup that was the wash cup. So I'm like, I'll just use the wash. I'll just use the cup. So I'm trying to catch it in the cup. And this is the most elusive little thing you've ever, like, I could not get it in. And this is not a lie. I got so frustrated. I threw the cup down and I just grabbed it with my hands. And I'm sitting there looking at it and I'm like, this is not how I thought parenting would go. Parents, can you relate to this? Like, they're messy, but they're miracles. Like, I love them to death, but they're messy little miracles. Miracles are messy sometimes. And so this miracle in this story is messy. Now, let me ask you a couple questions. Couldn't Jesus have done this miracle without rubbing his saliva mud in this dude's eyes? Yes or no? I mean, couldn't Jesus have just said, you're healed? Yeah, and it would have been like, bam, and that guy would have been, it could have turned into a musical, like, I can see clearly now, the eyes can see, or whatever. I don't know. This could have been a musical moment. Instead, he's got mud in his face, and it's just this messy miracle. And I think Jesus is trying to give us a heads up. Listen, the miracle you want may not go the way you think it's going to go. The miracle you want, it may be a little messier than you think it's going to be. You ever prayed for a miracle and all you got was mud? You ever prayed for a miracle and all you got was a mess? Like, God, I just need this new job. Then you lose your job. You're like, no. I think you misheard me. Or like, God, I just need you to help me beat this temptation. I keep on falling. Then your doorbell rings. It is that temptation. Maybe you're wanting your kids to like get themselves together, and the next thing you know, like you find out what they did. You're like, this is not going the way I thought it would go. This is messy. I'm trying to get this relationship right. I'm trying to get this thing right. I'm trying to physically get right, and it's just turning into a mess. Why? Because miracles are messy sometimes. So what do we do when it's more messy than miracle-y? What do we do then? Well, let's go back to the story. All right, so this guy, he's got Jesus mud all over his face. Just picture it. Blind dude, got this mud. And this is what Jesus says. I think this is funny. Okay, Jesus says, go over there to the pool, wash off. Did he just tell a blind guy to walk to a pool? Are you? So the guy's like, okay. Bam. He doesn't know where he's going. So and he didn't know Jesus. What did he have to do? What did he have to have a lot of in Jesus to follow what this guy said? Faith. He had to walk in faith. And here's what I think we need to know, okay? And we'll put this on the screen, all right? Sometimes before we experience our miracle, we just got to walk in faith, even though we don't see where we're going yet. Sometimes before we experience our miracle, we just got to walk in faith, even though we can't see anything and we do not know where we are going, which means we got to walk through some mud sometimes. That means that if you need a miracle in your addiction battle, because it feels like it's just one step forward, two steps back, just keep walking in faith. If you need a miracle in your mental health battle because things are dark, just keep walking in faith. If you need a miracle in your physical battle or in your family and you're just like, I am tired, boss, just keep walking in faith. Because Jesus' miracles are not always the way we think they're going to go, but man, they are miracles no less. And so he is the one who can fix what is broken. But sometimes we got to walk through some mud to get to the miracle. And then this is the third point. Jesus is our X factor, but only when we give him access to our life. All right, so you got this guy. Jesus tells him to go wash off in the pool. He washes off in the pool, and he can see. Like the miracle happens. You know that line in Amazing Grace? Like, I was blind, but now I can see. That guy's like, that's about me. That's my line. And so he can see. And then it's kind of funny after this, the religious leaders lose their mind because Jesus did this miracle on the Sabbath, and apparently that was against the religious rules, and religious people are crazy, so they're mad, and so they drag this guy who just got his sight back. Just think of this guy's day. They drag him and they throw him into the temple. They drag his parents, they throw him into the temple, and they start interrogating him, put the light on his head, and they're like, hey, who fixed you? Because they did it on the Sabbath. And this guy's like, I don't know. I couldn't see him. He had the best alibi in the world, right? Like, he never saw. I just walked to the pool. I heard him. I don't know. And after this, literally the religious leaders throw him on the doorsteps of the temple. They throw him out, this blind guy who can see. Then here's what happens. This is in verses 35 through 38. When Jesus heard what had happened, he found this man and he asked, do you believe in the Son of Man? Or that's another way of saying, do you believe in the Son of God? The man answered, who is he, sir? I want to believe. You have seen him, Jesus said, literally. And you have seen him and he is speaking to you. Yes, Lord, I believe. The man said, and he worshiped Jesus. And the crowd goes wild. Like, it's so cool. So a couple things I think are interesting about this. Jesus doesn't say, how's your vision, bro? Jesus doesn't say, how many fingers am I holding up? I just want to test this out. Nope. Jesus doesn't say any of that. He doesn't say, how do you like my mud in your eyes now? Nope. He asks this question, and we'll put this on the screen. He asks, do you believe in me? Why? Because this question is the best question. And the greatest part of this miracle, don't miss this, the greatest part of this miracle isn't the physical healing he got. the greatest part of this miracle is he got his spiritual sight. Jesus said, do you believe in me? And this guy's like, yes. And then he has a worship service right there. Now, one day I'm going to be 90 years old. And a lot will change in my life when I'm 90. Okay, like this pill box is going to need to be a deluxe pill box. Need some more real estate for my pills. When I'm 90, these wrinkles are going to be deep wrinkles. When I'm 90, my bald head will not change. That'll be the same. Also, when I'm 90, one thing I do not think I'll change my mind on is that this will still be the best question ever. Do you believe in Jesus? I'm going to end with this. I changed something about how I preached about 2 years ago. And I think it's the most important change I ever made in my preaching. It was on June 9th, 2024, because that's the service where I started ending every single service by saying, do you believe in Jesus? And if you don't, this is a great moment for you to start your relationship with Jesus. And ever since by the way, that part of the service. If you've been here, it's kind of happening right now. Like the lights come down. The music goes, and then I say a prayer and I give you an opportunity to follow Jesus. And then after that prayer, like you open your eyes and poof, I'm gone. And Nate's here. And you're like, well, where'd the handsome one go? Where's that guy? Just kidding, Nate, wherever you are. But a couple things that have happened since then. Number one, a lot of you, that's the moment you've given your life to Jesus. Because every single Sunday since we've done that, somebody has given their life to Jesus. 445 people since June 9, 2024 have given their life to Jesus in this basement. And that's a conservative number. It's wild. The second thing about that is our church has doubled in size since we made that change. There was 250 people here on June 9, 2024. And last weekend there was 497 people. And that was a non-holiday Sunday. And so what I love about this is so many of you love this part of the service. Bob, you're amen in this. I love that. Because I like it. I have people come to me after the service sometimes and they're like, psst, psst, Joe, how many today? And I'm like, I can't tell you. And they're like, well, I don't know. Can you just tell me this? There was a Steelers fan on my road. Did they raise their hand? They really need Jesus. No, just kidding. But I love that you guys love that we do this. And it's worked so well for so many people to start the relationship with Jesus. The day after Easter, Monday, I got a text from Marvin. And Marvin, by the way, is the one who wanted us to have an online service. And so he bought our first camera years ago so that we could put our stuff online. That was all Marvin. So I love Marvin. Marvin's amazing. So Marvin texted me on the Monday after Easter, and he was like, hey, I'm on a safari in Tanzania, Africa. And I was like, I don't know where that is, all right? But apparently it's over there somewhere. And he's like, I'm on the safari. And he said, my internet's spotty. I got to listen to some of the Easter message, but I didn't get to hear all of it. So he texts me from Tanzania, Africa, and he says, Joe, how many people said I believe in Jesus on Easter? And I'm thinking about this. He's sending me pictures of elephants from his safari. And I'm thinking, you know what Marvin is thinking about when he's looking at elephants? He's thinking, how many people gave their life to Jesus in the basement today? Which is amazing. We have on our wallpaper in the lobby, there's a text that says, Jesus changes everything. I believe that. And so I just want to ask you, do you believe in Jesus? That's the best question you'll ever be asked. And this is your moment to answer this question. Because we don't know what happens when we step outside of this basement. And I'll tell you, I don't have the answers to all your questions. There's stuff about God I don't understand. I got a list of questions. There's stuff that is not fixed in my life. The miracle is messy. Some of it is just mud right now. But I'll tell you what, I was lost. But now I see. He is the one who found me. And he is the one who can change everything. And he is the X factor. He is the critical piece that has the power to significantly alter or change the final outcome in your life.